Hello and welcome to my Foundations of Mental Wellness series. I'm so glad that you're here. Taking time for yourself is an act of self-care, and that in and of itself deserves recognition. Today, we begin our journey by exploring what mental health really means and how it connects to every part of who you are, your thoughts, your emotions, your physical health, and your relationships. Often people think of mental health only in terms of mental illness, like depression, anxiety, trauma, or other diagnoses. But being mentally well isn't just the absence of problems, it's the presence of well being, balance, and flexibility. And honestly, I think it's something everybody needs to focus on and be intentional about building. I like to describe mental health as your internal ecosystem. It's dynamic, it changes, and it needs care in different areas over time. And that's why for today, I'm going to start with talking about taking a whole person view. Think of your mental health as a table with four legs. The four legs being emotional, cognitive, physical, and social. All of these areas making up our mental health and wellness. So that first leg of the table, emotional. That's your ability to recognize and express your feelings. Second is cognitive, how you think, reason, and interpret your experiences. Then physical, which is your body's health, energy, and biological rhythms. And last, social, your relationships and sense of connection and belonging. When one of these legs gets shaky, the table becomes unsteady, but it doesn't mean that it's broken. It just needs attention and support. Problems start to arise when more than one of the legs becomes shaky. We require a stable base in order to function and to deal with things that may come up that are outside of our scope of control, that disrupt these different legs of mental health. Creating that stability takes an intentional effort, but it helps prevent the negative responses to external factors. So, for example, let's say you get a common cold. This disrupts your physical wellness in that leg of the table. So it might get shaky, but ultimately, that alone is unlikely to cause a huge disruption in your overall mental health. We should still be able to function in our day to day lives and responsibilities. However, if we're experiencing conflict in our social relationships and that leg is already shaky, and then we get that cold, things may start to feel like they're falling apart, and a spiral could lead to our cognitive functioning declining because we're overwhelmed, we're preoccupied with these stressors. And then our mood can be affected because all of these things are happening at once. And now, before you know it, all four of those legs feel shaky and are playing off one another and keeping us in this space that feels really dysregulated and challenging. And that's why it's important to have this intentional effort to strengthen these other legs so when things come up, we don't feel as dysregulated. As we go through the series of videos, we'll be looking for ways to strengthen each of these legs. I'll help you through how to do that because true well-being comes from addressing the whole person, not just one part. And this will help protect you when those unexpected stressors that are outside of your scope of control come up. Okay, I want to pause for a minute to reflect on what we talked about today. Take a moment to ask yourself which areas of your life or which legs of the table feel most balanced for you right now, and which of these legs feel most neglected or a bit shaky. Take a moment to write these down or just reflect on them mentally. This check-in is something that could be beneficial for you to do regularly, even every day. Let's say this next week, every day you take a minute to reflect on these two questions. Where is my table strong? Where is it feeling shaky? And this can help guide you in where you should direct your self-care and attention. Okay, thank you for watching and joining me today. You should be really proud of yourself for taking this time to address your overall mental health. I'll see you in the next video. You got this.